And good morning, Minecraft. This is Mr. Agrarian, and welcome to another episode of my Let's Play series. How is everyone? Good, I hope? Good. Alright, so we're going to start today on something completely new. Well, relatively. It's part of MFR, but we're going to want to make a slaughterhouse. Alright? Reception coil. Okay. So let's get ourselves a reception coil. A machine frame. So, do I have any Invar tools around here? I have an Invar sword. Alright. Well, let's get ourselves, let's see. Alright, so let's drop that over to there. Alright, so I need another Invar sword. Hello? Alright, so let's do that. I apologize for the lag. We're still trying to figure it out, if you will. So I need an Invar sword. I need... Let's see. Come on, you want to cooperate. I need a pair of Invar axes. Alright. And then I need at least one Invar gear. Okay. And that should be enough to get me a slaughterhouse. Again, this is an MFR machine, and I quite like it, actually. It's quite cool, in my opinion. So let's just run over to here. You can see I built out a little extension. And we have what's going to be our slaughterhouse room. Boom. Awesome. Now, the slaughterhouse is kind of an interesting item, because it doesn't actually output any fluids, okay? Or it doesn't output items, it outputs fluids. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get fluids out of this thing, and that's actually not going to be too difficult for us. Okay, so we have a power line over here, so let's just run this over. And this actually works pretty well, because this is where my bees are all going to be living. And we'll just connect it up like that. Alright. And we're going to have to run some ME cable over here as well. I think I actually have an ME line over here. So let's pull that open. And I'm probably not going to have enough cable. Yeah. Probably... No, I will, actually. Alright. So then, let's get ourselves... If I open up my crafting thingy-majigger... I have 3 pre-configured interfaces. Let's get a fluid interface, because that's probably going to be the easiest way of doing this. You can see I've been making good use of them, actually. Okay, so let's look up... interface. I am out of buckets. Alright, do I have any more buckets in here? No. Okay. Alright, so let's get ourselves a bucket. I have 2, and I need 1 more. And then let's get ourselves some... Go back in the system. Some of that, and some wool. Which I have plenty of now, thanks to that rancher. And then I should be able to get that interface. It's not going to use the ones that are pre-configured, but that's okay. Doesn't matter too much to me. ME fluid interface, and while we're over here, let's get some fluid ducts. Beautiful. Alright. So this is going to help us out quite a bit, alright? Mostly in terms of this and a couple other quests we want to deal with, alright? Now, let's get our fluid interface planted right here. And we'll throw a fluid duct on like that, alright? So I think I have a couple golden lassos laying around, made from extra utilities. let me show you how this works. Let's pick up a... I'm not certain if mushrooms will work, but let's find out if they do. Let's run over to here. Let's chuck a mushroom in. Are you going to work? Yes! Yes, it did. And we got some slime out of that. Or we got some liquid meat, rather. So let's start moving over all of these cows that have sort of grown out of population control here. And I'm just going to be moving these guys over and killing them off. I just want to make sure that I have at least one breeding pair in that other pen. Right? This one over here. Which I have since disconnected. Yeah, we can see. Yeah, okay, I have plenty of breeding pairs in there. So I could just keep dropping this stuff off. There we go. Sorry about that. Into here. Awesome. Alright, so I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Alright guys, so that's taking bloody forever, and I really don't want to have to deal with it. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to make another item. And it is called the Auto Spawner from MFR. I think I have... Okay, good. Goody, good, good. The stuff I really need, I have. Alright, so let's get that. Plastic sheets. I'm going to need a machine frame. And I think I also need power. So that's a reception coil. And this gets me the auto spawner. Alright. Now the auto spawner is a pretty cool item. And it's one that I don't think I've ever used in an LP before. I think I've used it... Yeah, I think I've used it off like single player, and not really single player, but not in a Let's Play. Alright. But it's still a really awesome block. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's just throw it down in the center of the room. And I think it needs power as well, which is going to be an issue. Alright, so we'll drop you here. Alright? Yes, you need power, but it also needs a reusable safari net loaded with whatever we want to spawn in there. So let me come over to here. Let me pick up a cow. It picked it up. There we go. Don't worry, it's that tick rate lag issue thing. And let's drop that in there. Now it's going to need power, which we can provide. Power is easy. You know. Actually, let's put that here just to make my wiring life a little bit easier. This month, maybe? There we go. Put the power there. And then we'll have... Right. So now we need to craft something that you guys have actually seen me use before. Or you've seen me implement... That just looks so weird. But you've seen me implement it, but not really use it before. Or show you how to craft it. And it's called the P2P tunnel. There we go. P2P tunnel. It's pretty simple. We're just going to need a conversion matrix and an advanced processor. Okay. So let's get ourselves... Well, I have 40 of those. So we need 2 conversion matrices. And what is the P2... That's so weird how it's doing that. P2P tunnel. We need some ME cable as well. So let's junk that in there. And let's see how those conversion matrices are going. And of course, we're going to need a fair bunch more ME cable as well. Because what we need to do is we need to get some of that mob essence over to this system. Alright? So we have one P2P tunnel, and we're just waiting on that other conversion matrix. In the meantime, let's get... let's just say 40. And another conversion matrix. Perfect. So here's what we're going to do. Alright. I have this device, which is the memory bus card. And what that can do is you can store the configuration settings for a memory bus on the card. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get myself another bucket. Alright. Bucket. bucket. I have one that has mushroom soup in it. That's fine. I'm up to the eyeballs in mushroom soup right now, so let's just do this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can't do that because that'll get me a Content ID match. Yeah, that much singing could actually get me a Content ID match. Okay, so let's jump downstairs if I can be a little less ADD today. Believe it or not, I did take my medication. Go figure. And let's come over to here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is... This thing's useless now. Oh god, this is going to take forever. Alright, well we're not going to break the whole thing. We're just going to fight the lag, apparently. And we're going to pull all this out. Maybe. Maybe. And then again, maybe not. Alright. So we got all those out. Those are all empty. Now, let's come over to here. And let's get our Invar battle wrench out. Yoink. 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 And now we're just going to run that cable with those fluid ducts we just got. And pull that back just a little bit. And I did not want that to happen. At all. So we're going to wrench that around. We're going to bring it back over to here. Alright. And now, here, we're going to put our P2P tunnel. And we're going to rotate it around. And just leave it in that position while we configure it. Alright. Now, if I right-click on it, it'll switch into fluid mode. Alright. And now I'm just going to spin it like that. Okay. And now we have that fluid duct full of mob essence. Now, if I come back over to here with my other P2P, actually what I want to do too is I want to grab this thing out now. So I have to run back here. So then we want to take our memory bus and just shift right-click on it. You can see P2P tunnel, fluid tunnel. And in my chat bar, the settings have been saved to my memory card. Beautiful. So let's come back over to our spawner here. And let me put this in like so. Okay. And then I'm just going to right-click to here. And it should downlink the settings. Perfect. And you can see it's acting as a point-to-point tunnel for my mob essence. So now I can put my mob essence into my grinder over here. And it's nice and full of mob essence. Beautiful. So now when I put that in, the mob spawner should start spawning. And we should see cows starting to spawn up above us. At least I hope they spawn above us, because if they spawn below us, we could be in for an interesting night, but that's okay. So the cows should be spawning here. Let's close up this wall. And you can see they just all died. And all of the fluid is being pulled out and sent into our fluid interface. Beautiful. Why am I doing all this? Because I need a byproduct. There's a byproduct of this process called pink slime. Now let's see. I have 360 millibuckets right now. And I need that for the next step of this build. However, we're still waiting on some pink slime to show up. We do have a fair amount of meat. So let me show you how I can process it. What we need is something called the packer. The meat packer. Awesome. Alright, can I actually just make one right off? No, I can't. Do I have any bricks? I have plenty of bricks. Awesome. One, two, three, 4 of those. And that can go into there. Okay, so now that we have our bricks, what do we need? Well, we have bricks. Alright. We need a flint and steel. Which you can get pretty easily. We also need a machine frame. And a reception coil. Okay. And now we should be able to get ourselves the meat packer. Vegans need not apply. PETA may also not be too interested in watching this episode either, come to think of it. Alright, so let's come over to here, actually. And, yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay. So let me... I don't have any buckets of pink slime now. Crap. Okay. Not a big deal. So we're going to drop this cable down just a little bit. Right down to here. And we're just going to chuck the MeatPacker on it. And what the MeatPacker does is... Let me get a chest out of somewhere. Oh, that's where my Resident Strongbox decided to disappear to. My toolbox, basically. Alright, so let's get ourselves a chest. Just an iron chest will do the trick. They really need to add a forge or dictionary entry for... This is a chest. Any sort of chest. You can use any sort of chest in this recipe. We're just going to throw the chest down right next to it. Okay. Just like so. And then I'm going to want... For right now, I think, a fluid export bus. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do it this way. We're going to do something a little tricky. We're going to come over to here. We're going to come down, down, down. And we're going to loop this around. And before we do that, I want to get a servo out. You can see the number of servos I have is slowly increasing. And that's actually because of nothing except for the fact that I've been derping. I've been removing all of the old item ducts, and it's actually significantly helped my server. Alright, so I'm just going to pick up some meat, just so I can whitelist this thing. And I don't think I have enough pink slime yet to actually do what I want to do, but that's okay. And we're just going to open this guy up. Whitelist and meat. There we go. And actually what we can do over there is we can blacklist meat as well. So that connects, right? Alright, and we're still building up. Still not going in there. So let's jump upstairs. We'll get another servo. By the way, this will work with anything that can be grabbed into a safari net. Alright, and this we will blacklist meat. Actually, now that I flip and think about it, do I even want any of this going into my network? I could just use some of the tanks I have. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Alright, so let's chop this guy out now. Let's just put an open blocks tank right in here instead. And that should be blacklisted to meat, so we should only see pink slime going into there. The slaughterhouse should be fine. I still have meat stuck in there, but that's okay. Blacklist meat. Why do I have fluid pink slime stuck in here? So let's yank these off. Apparently, fluid ducts aren't working like I thought they were, but that's alright. Break, darn you. There you go. Let me just make sure this isn't configured. Yeah, okay, so that's what happened. That's a bit weird that that did that, but alright, we'll roll with it for right now. Let's drop down here, and what I can do is I can just hook this up right over to here. We'll put a pipe onto there. We'll get... Did that servo just vanish on me? No, it's still in that pipe because I didn't really break the pipe. Alright. Let's get another servo. And we'll hook that into there. And we'll say that and that. And this, I want to blacklist meat. Beautiful. The MeatPacker should be receiving meat. And what it's doing is it's breaking raw meat ingots. Awesome. Tasty. Not really. I don't want to eat those. I don't want to eat those at all. Alright. Let's do one more thing here, just for safety's sake. Safety's sake, sure. That's what he says. Let's get ourselves a... I should have a couple spare assemblers. I don't, actually. Interesting. Do I have one over here that's not in use right now? I must. I must have a cyclic that's not being... No, they are being used. Interesting. Okay, so that's not a big deal. That's okay. Unless I have some laying around somewhere, which I may or may not, depending on... Do I just want to make one? See, this is what happens to me. I'm just like, I don't want to bother. Oh, I'll just make one. Why not? Yeah, autonomous activate transmission nullifier. Yeah, okay. We're making another cyclic assembler. Actually, no. You know what? We're programming cyclic assemblers in. Because this is just silly. Now, the gears I have programmed. Which ones do I have programmed? None of them, apparently. Huh, would you look at that. Okay, so we'll do this. Tin gear. Code. And I'm going to have to get some tin out, because remember, Ore Dictionary is being about as helpful as you can get today. Tin gear, courtesy of thermal expansion. Alright. We'll drop that off. And then let's clear that. And we'll get ourselves a pattern for a cyclic assembler. And I just need to recode that copper. Apparently we're using forestry copper today. There we go. And now I have as many cyclic assemblers as I need. Awesome. Okay, so let's call this, what am I doing with this? Right, cyclic assembler. And I know I'm out of time, but I want to get this done. And while that's crafting, we'll get ourselves one of these interfaces that I need to get out of my network anyways. We can drop off the empty tanks. And we'll pick up our cyclic assembler. And that also means I need a schematic. Ooh. Okay, good. We'll drop that off. We can get a schematic. From TE. Give it to me. There we go. And what we can do is use an interesting behavior of these MFR machines, which is that if you notice, they're just dropping off into an adjacent inventory. It doesn't really matter what that adjacent inventory is, it's just there's an adjacent inventory. So let's do that. Let's tell the cyclic assembler accept back, and we want you to actually output up, all right? We'll put the schematic in, and we'll program the schematic to make raw meat block. Tasty. Tasty, tasty. Put that down. And no, we can't remove any of those cables. Okay, so now we're going to just break this cable. If it decides to actually break for me. We'll put that up, and we'll put that in its place. And what we should see is that we're going to get some raw meat ingots. Yay, raw meat blocks. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. That's great. Delicious. And I'm not actually getting any... Why are you not going into that tank? Huh. Apparently it just doesn't want to. But if I hook that up, it'll go into there. That's interesting. Very interesting. So apparently Fluiducts are having issues with this stuff today. Okay, that's fine. But I should have a fair amount of pig slime accumulating. Yeah, 840 millibuckets. Awesome. Alright guys, this has been Mr. Kasarian. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, even though it was a little disgusting, don't think about those hamburgers, kids. Yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, give me a like, a comment, a subscription. It's been fun. As always, happy mining, guys.